Good morning. Hey, what's up, peeps? This is Brian Kuzmar from Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea for our Thursday, February 4th daily precious metals update. And boy, 45 degrees. That's pretty cold for South Florida. However, it's still beautiful out there, and a little warm jacket. It's not that cold. Still beats the hell out of living up north, doesn't it? Anyway, what a crazy morning, but I'm used to crazy mornings after 40 years of doing this, and what appears to be epic market manipulation. And again, proves that they are desperate. The gold paper people are desperate, and they're pulling out all the stops, and it looks that way. And we'll go over a few articles here. Let's first take a look at one that is kind of relevant to us gold and silver people, because they're kind of keeping the price of gold and silver down for quite some years, using paper instruments to do it, using the COMEX, the London markets, using these ETFs, which don't own gold. They created all this gold out of thin air, just like they did with fiat dollars. But anyways, what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to stop the masses from figuring this out. It's not like most of us haven't figured it out a long, long time ago and didn't know it already. But what they're trying to do is they really are trying to stop the masses. A majority of the people, listen, you've learned a little bit about gold and silver and precious metals of recent, or maybe you've known about it for a long time. But look around you, all your friends. I mean, everybody has an expertise in something. Most of your friends have not a slightest clue. Your neighbors, no, people that aren't watching my reports or aren't studying gold and silver and precious metals markets, or really don't do the same thing with stock markets and stuff, really don't understand those markets at all. And they have no clue that the gold and silver markets are heavily manipulated like they are using the paper markets. Anyway, they don't want you to know that, and more or less it's the same thing going on with GameStop. GameStop was a warning, as this ZH article says. Elites are weaponizing censorship to keep the outsiders out. And they've done the same thing in the gold and silver and precious metals markets for decades now. And I think people are just starting to discover, people that aren't that savvy and just throw their money at these markets and expect other experts to tell them what to do, are starting to realize that the experts that are telling them what to do are full of shit, and that the media that actually these guys work for, actually the media works for these guys, because who does all the advertising in Wall Street Journal? Who does all the advertising in Bloomberg? What about all those bank ads and all those mutual funds ads you see on TV, on CNBC and stuff? Come on, give me a break. The media basically works for the big corporations and the big stock market and stuff, so they're going to report whatever they're told to report. That's one of the reasons I got rid of the Wall Street Journal and went to Zero Hedge. You can say what you will about Zero Hedge, and you got to kind of filter through stuff. No different than the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, or any of the other articles, but I like the fact that you can get different opinions, which you will never get on corporate media. Anyway, to move along from there, because I could talk about that all day, this is basically what you've got. You've got the banking systems, and you got the governments that cater to them, and then you've got the people, slowly. Most of the people that are unaware. Once you become aware, though, of what's going on, there's a saying here by one of my favorite authors, Robert Heinlein, says, "Of course the game is rigged. Don't let that stop you. If you don't play, you can't win." Well, the key to this is figuring out how the game is rigged. And we know how the gold and silver game is rigged. It's rigged with paper, which tells us that really the key to ending the bullshit in that market, in the gold and silver markets, the spot prices the way they are, and we'll get to that in a moment. It'll explain what's happened this morning as well, too, and what's happened many times. But again, of course the game is rigged. The stock market's rigged. The elections are rigged. But if you don't let it stop you. If you don't play, you can't win. And if you know how it's rigged, you can very possibly beat them at their own game. And that's what we're here to do. Beat them at their own friggin' games. And you know what I think of their manipulation and rigs? Here's what I think of it. There's my jar of frigs. So let's move along to some articles here real quick. We saw this one. GameStop was a warning. Elites are weaponized censorship to keep outsiders out. Absolutely freaking true. They don't want us running the shows, running our own lives. They want to run, whether it's government, big business, bankers, corporations, they want to run, not all corporations too. I'm not going to throw all corporations under the bus, but I will throw all governments and all banking systems under the bus for sure, but not all corporations. But they want control over your lives. They want control over our lives, I should say. They profit from that in a great way. And don't don't be fooled into thinking anything otherwise. Let's just take a look at the ZH article. Again, I subscribe to ZH. It's $1 a day. I recommend it because you don't have to look at all those friggin' annoying ads that you get with. But the one thing I will say is they do give you the articles for free. So you can go into ZH and you can read every article that you and I look at in the mornings and that I look at every day. And you can do it for free and not pay a thing. Or you could spend the extra $1 a day and not look at the ads that pop up. And I tell you, I think the ads are annoying if you ask me. So let's take a look at the, and again, I'm not paid by ZH. This is not I'm not promoting them or anything. I just kind of like their site and I think it's a great news hub. Let's take a look at some other things on here. Only 779,000 Americans filed for first-time jobless benefits. That's it? Wow, that's, a couple 100,000 less than a million this month. Not bad, not bad. Oh, I'm kind of being facetious there, I think, or what's the word I'm looking for? Anyways, here, let me have another sip of coffee here. It's been a tough morning already. One sec. So, take a look at the rest of this. The inflationary shockwave is literally spreading across the world's oceans. Yeah, I can see that. This particular article, which I kind of read real quickly or just kind of glanced over, talks about shipping rates. The big container shipping rates have gone up to like epic proportions, way, way up. And that's going to spread into the cost of product. Let's see how the government figures that into the CPI. Bitcoin dips, Dogecoin rips after Musk breaks brief Twitter silence. I guess Elon Musk said he wasn't going to Twitter this week, and what did he do? He went Twitter yesterday or something, talked about Dogecoin. Bitcoin, crypto coins, any market really. I don't think any market is really that legit when an individual or a person can come out and just make comments and say it's going to go up, and people pile into it. They don't ask why it's going to go up, what are the fundamentals, they just listen to certain people. I find that dangerous, but I don't think anyone should regulate that. I don't think there should be any laws against that. I think it's like the buyer beware. If you're stupid enough to just willy-nilly buy something or follow the advice of someone without asking them why you should follow the advice, then you deserve what you get. That's just my opinion. Stock rally fizzles amid growing inflation concerns, rising dollar. And we're going to get to this right here because this has a little bit to do with why we're seeing lower prices this last week. And I want to show you the dollar chart here shortly. BOE keeps policy unchanged, tells banks to start preparing for negative rates. This is big, folks. And I'd have to take a look. I don't know if any of the big corporate news stations, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Bloomberg, are reporting on this right here. But it's kind of interesting. Negative interest rates. Well, that's going to be very bad for the country, very bad for the economy, very bad for the average working stiff out there, and probably pretty good for gold and silver prices. Not good for the dollar. Again, not good for the general economy. That's why you need to go out there and convince all your friends to buy an ounce of silver or try to buy an ounce of silver a month or buy an ounce or 10 ounce, whatever they can. Buy physical gold and silver. It's a great hedge against what's going to be happening soon. That's my opinion, at least. Not anything really great going on in the world. And the more you look at it, the more it's kind of depressing. I almost don't even like looking at news anymore. And I've heard that news stations are way down, especially after the elections, because people just get sick of looking at it. Anyway, let me go over a few other things. Otherwise, this report's going to be forever, and I want to get into the gold and silver prices. Stock rally fizzles amid growing inflation concerns, a rising dollar. Global markets were flat in European stocks and U.S. equity futures unchanged, struggling to eke out a fourth day of gains on Thursday as a rising U.S. dollar and rising bond yield refocus attention on inflation and normalizing economies. Well, the rising U.S. dollar, as I've been saying, the overall trend for the dollar is down, 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 down. And you will see these up days. We've talked about in our reports for the last year. Yeah, of course you're going to see the dollar strength. But dollar strength overall is in the shitter. It's not, in the long run, the dollar is not strong. It's just the only reason the dollar is stronger than other currencies in the world because we're going to be in the race to the glue house, we're going to be the last horse there. That's more or less the explanation. But overall, it's a race downward, and you will see some spikes up like we've seen today. And they kind of talked about this in this article right here. But I'm going to switch over to another article. that we just looked at here when I was flipping through it is BOE again tells banks to start preparing for negative rates, but sees a spike in inflation. This is good for gold. And I'm going to go over to dollar strength, what we saw in dollar strength. Take a look at this. And look when it happens too. Coincidentally, we're going to take a look at the gold chart, and you're going to notice something very similar here. Overall, seems since Friday, what a coincidence when silver was about to take off and precious metals were about to take off, that the Friday the dollar was down, but all of a sudden, magically, when metals got hammered on Monday and GameStop and everything else, just weird coincidences. I can't kind of link anything yet, but definitely a link between gold and silver and this dollar chart, and has been for a long time. However, as you can see, dollar strength on Monday. And when did we get gold and silver weakness to start? It started on Monday. We started to get monkey hammered on Monday, the same day that we saw dollar strength. But before you start thinking that the dollar's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and you see my cursor here, it's going to keep going up, and I got to get rid of my gold and silver because it's going to do the opposite. No, folks, the long-term dollar chart is just really dismal. It's not good at all. The long-term chart, and I don't think it takes all. Where does that go back to? January 90. But I think if you were to take it back even further, you will see the dollar. I don't know why they don't go back to 1970s on the dollar chart. But can someone answer that to me in comments? Please let me know. But if we were to take the dollar chart and were to go back to 1970s, you'd see it'd be up here somewhere. And the downward trend, like all fiat currencies, is down, or the trend for all fiat currencies is down, down, down. So you'll see strength here, like we have here before. We'll see strength, but the overall trend is down. And when you do see dollar strength, it just provides you a good opportunity to buy the dips. Let's take a look at the gold continuous contract here. I'm going to look at the dollar. Take a look at this dollar chart real quick, though. We're going to do like the 1 day. All right, look at this morning, 8 p.m., dollar weakness. Last night, I'm sorry. And then look what happens last night. In the middle of the night, during thinly traded gold and silver, when gold and silver is hardly traded. And take a look at last night's chart. There's a 1 year chart, but let's take a look at the 1 day chart. And down. Look, same time as the dollar's going up, gold and silver is moving down. I can't help but think that this is bigger than just like institutional traders going in during slow trading hours in the middle of the night with gold and silver and unloading like 2 million ounces when nobody in their right mind would do it. These are takedowns in gold and silver markets. These are just pure, simple takedowns. And I can't help but think that it might have something to do with governments and wanting to keep the strength of the dollar up as well. That's my conspiracy theory here. But I just can't imagine that it's just a bunch of companies out there monkey hammering gold and really selling gold into a horrible market. I think this is the work of governments, but that's just my opinion, and I'll go off into another tangent there someday with you. Anyway, let's move to spot prices, and here's the monkey hammering I told you about. You saw the charts, you saw what happened, so it explains why pretty much. And it provides us, we might see a sub 18 on gold, and again, provides us with the opportunity to do what, folks? It provides us the opportunity to, oh boys, I missed my thing, buy the effing dips. I guess you saw my other memes there, but anyways, gold right now, markets open in New York, 1802.10, monkey hammered down really good, silver below that $27 level. And here's the screwy thing too, is you can't find gold and silver products out there. So you're telling me that in any kind of normal market, if the price of gold is going down, the price is going down of any product, widgets, I don't care what it is, whatever widget it is, gold and silver, people are selling it, selling it, selling it. Guys like me are buying it, buying it, buying it. And that's why the price keeps going down. People are selling into the market. Well, shouldn't I have a whole bunch of gold and silver on hand to sell you guys? Real gold and silver, not a piece of paper. I should have tons of gold. There is no gold and silver coming in to the frontline dealers, the physical dealers like myself. We're selling, 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 and in fact, there's a shortage of gold and silver right now. How is that friggin' possible? It's just not. It just tells me that there is some major manipulation going on here, and for them to do it this blatantly shows me that they are extremely desperate right now, and they're probably getting to the near of their end of their game here. Anyways, let me refresh this. Let's see if it bops below 1800 before I end this report. Ooh, it just might bop below that 1800. Great buying opportunity, folks. Absolutely. Same thing with silver. The only problem is the premiums are just crazy right now. So I'm not even sure you can fully take advantage of these lower numbers because the premiums are so crazy. And why is that? I don't know. Totally unexplainable in any other normal situation. Let's move along here, and this is what it really is. It's explainable. It's paper gold versus physical gold. Paper gold is actually moving the markets. That's the price you see. People are selling, or institutions in the early morning are selling like 1 million ounces that doesn't really exist of paper gold to keep the prices down. Why else would anybody sell that amount, a large amount of gold in the morning, early hours on thin trading? Everybody knows it's clear and blatant manipulation, and it's done through worthless paper that is really not gold. For all you guys that own ETFs, gold ETFs, it's worthless. It's a piece of paper, and you're being shammed. And the same thing with COMEX. COMEX doesn't own all that gold. They never have to deliver it or sell it. It's just paper, folks. You don't own gold or silver. You just own, it's fake. It's fake. But anyway, what you've got going on here with paper prices dictating the spot prices is you've got the tail is wagging the dog. And it's pretty clear-cut, simple case of that. Anyways, my recommendation on, sorry, it's just a long report today. I had a lot to say, and I'm not sure I got it all said properly. But buy, sell, or hold, in my opinion right now, great time to buy the dips. And if you're not in the buying mode and don't have the money, just hold right now. Do not sell into this market. Do not sell. Buy the friggin' dips when you see them for the next couple years here, or until we get into bubble territory, and we're not even close. We are in a bull market, folks, so don't panic thinking your gold is going to crash and go away. Again, as I said, great opportunity to buy the dips. You're going to continue to see prices go up here. And I've also got a sneaking feeling that you are going to see a huge hit in precious metals at some point. You're going to see silver drop dramatically. I don't think you'll be able to buy at those levels, real gold or silver. You'll be able to buy all the paper you want, and that's what they want you to do, but don't do it. Buy the real stuff. But you'll see a huge hit, I think, before we really see markets start to take off. I think we're due for one more good, solid hit in gold and silver. And again, I'm not panicking. You know, again, pride's a good opportunity to buy the dip. Don't sell into that. Don't panic. And again, if you're not in the buying mode, just sit there and hold. Anyways, this is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in a cool, lovely Lauderdale by the Sea. As I said, we do have some product available, but Krugerrands are now available, but delivery times could be out 3-4 weeks. Don't ask me why. Again, it doesn't make sense with the falling market, but none of this paper stuff makes sense. Maples are available a little faster, and they are cheaper than Eagles. Eagle premiums are just insane right now. I think last I heard they cost me around $100 or $105 or something like that if I got to replace the ones I have wholesale. Just insane. And platinum and silver. Platinum products seem to be available, but not a lot of people buying platinum. I think it's a great deal still. Silver products still hard to get. The Silver Eagles are bringing ridiculous premiums. Why is silver down if the product is so hard to get? It just doesn't make sense. I'm telling you, there's some major manipulation and monkey hammering going on, and it's so blatant. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. It's like in your face. Buy physical, stay away from the paper, sell your paper, gold and silver, get rid of it. It's not real. Buy the real stuff, folks. Anyway, that's really about it. Got any questions, call me at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 a.m., 4 p.m., Mondays through Fridays. Happy to help you out with any questions that you may have. And please like our videos. Really appreciate it, and subscribe to them as well. Listen, if anything crazy happens today, I don't think so. I just think we're going to see a general down day, and we may see that tomorrow, too. It could even get hit tomorrow worse because it's a Friday, and trading just seems to be slow overall. But again, buy the dips, and if you don't have the money to buy, just go to sleep until next week, and let's see what happens. Because the market is in a bull market, and overall, we're in an up market, so relax. Have a nice day. Talk to you soon.